got to be a way, right? Batman's here. There must be something else going on, right? My way out of here.
Welcome to Arkham City. A citywide freak show.
Look, the bad news is the cat bitch took out the boss. I was there. She did a number of...
September.
But whatever, man. We need a new plan. Assuming none of you have a better idea, I say we hide out here while the rest of them run round in circles over the Joker's untimely passing.
What's the bat doing here?
Crazy enough to date this guy.
"30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February alone, to which we 28 assign. Till leap year gives us 29. Do you remember that wonderfully hellish August, Batman? Packs of mad dogs swarming the furnace-hot streets, savaging everyone in their path. One bite, and humans were reduced to crazed animals themselves. Good times. Though Crane provided me with the hydrophobia formula, I had the presence of mind to release the hounds on August 16th, the feast day of St. Roach, patron saint of dogs. An obscure date, I know, but I couldn't imagine a better way to celebrate the dog days of summer. Days hath September. "30 days has November, April, June, and September. Do you remember that wonderfully hellish August, Batman? Packs of mad dogs swarming the furnace-hot streets, savaging everyone in their path. One bite, and humans were reduced to crazed animals themselves. Good times. Though Crane provided me with the hydrophobia formula. 'Except for February alone, which has 28, rain or shine. But on leap year, 29. Halloween, Halloween, All Saints' Day. Wake up the witches, or someone will pay. "30 days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February alone, to which we, 28, assign. Days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest. Halloween, Halloween, All Saints' Day. Wake up the witches, or someone will pay. "30 days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except for February alone, to which we, 28, assign.
I've done it. This is one puzzle you cannot solve. I've studied your techniques, reviewed your childish gadgets, and there is nothing in your arsenal that can help you to defeat this group. The hostage will die, and I will be victorious.
Please help me!
What? How did you... Where did you... This is cheating. Do you hear me? Cheating! Is the pressure too great? Then give up and admit I have beaten you.
You're okay now. He gave you a number.
He did. Oh no. What was it?
It's important. You need to remember them.
Oh, yes, it was 606 by 120.
You need to rest here and then make your way back to the church if you feel up to it. I need to go after Riddler.
Riddle me this. I'll be right under your feet in the midday sun. You cannot lose me, no matter how you run. What am I? You actually managed to complete enough challenges, Dark Knight. If you think you can hear me clapping, then you are obviously... No, this is not happening. Did you cheat? Of course you did. It's the only way. Well, it ends now. Here's the next location. You won't be able to cheat your way past this problem. No!
I'm so hungry. Where'd all the food go anyway?
Strange is dead. Good. Serves the son of a bitch right.
Jeez, it's cold.
What kept you? Did you get lost? Were you scared? Did I finally get to you? Have you accepted that I am the winner here? Have I ground you down? Have I made my point? No. Well, this next room will. That I guarantee. What's wrong? Scared? Confused? About to die under a rotating mass of steel and sparks? Or is it all three? What is it? Unsure what to do next? May I suggest lying down on the floor and allowing the roller to do its thing? It's off. But for how long, Dark Knight? We've turned it off. But for how long? Riddle me this. What lies on the ground, is full of holes, and gives off a slight burning smell?
Please, someone!
It's up. But for how long, Dark Knight?
Help!
We've turned it off. But for how long?
Help me!
As you look upon my work, your primitive brain must be struggling to comprehend how I have managed all this. It was easy.
Please, someone!
I cannot begin to fathom the level at which your primitive brain functions. Allow me to give you some help. Give up and die.
What are you doing?
Nah.
You're safe now.
How the hell did you do that?
Tell me the numbers.
1, 1, 5, 7, 8, 0.
You'll be safe here for now. If you get the chance, head back to the church.
Riddle me this. Hit me hard and I will crack. But you'll never stop me from staring back. What am I? How did you do? At last. I suppose I should fulfill my side of the agreement. A riddle for a bat. Can you solve it? How did you do that? Who helped you? Tell me. Actually, it doesn't matter. Come and save the final guard. I'll be as shocked if you don't come and save her as she'll be if you do. What? Did you cheat? Of course you did. How could I expect anything more from someone like you?
This is getting crazy. They gotta feed us right.
What's good for me?
Get me out of here! Ah!
As you can see, Dark Knight, that ignorant guard is currently experiencing the shocking sensation of her own mortality. Can you help her without experiencing yours? Can you rob?
This is hardly a surprise. I always knew I was better than you.
Help me, please.
As you can see, Dark Knight, that ignorant guard is currently experiencing the shocking sensation of her own mortality. Can you help her without experiencing yours? So, you wrapped your brain around that last puzzle and squeezed out a predictable solution. How will you attempt to solve this next puzzle? How many bats does it take to solve my challenge? What do you call a bat with 100,000 volts of electricity running through him? What's keeping you? Riddle me this. How can you possibly expect to save that poor guard when it is quite clear that you cannot outthink the simplest of challenges? This challenge was designed by me to defeat you. I do believe it's working. Oh, come now. Do you need to call a friend? Why bother? I'm sure you don't have it. A brute force approach to a simple conundrum, Dark Knight. How predictable. You weren't supposed to do that! That room was impossible! How did you... Oh, this isn't over, Dark Knight. You may have defeated me tonight, but I'll be back.
Where is he?
I'll deal with Riddler. Just tell me the code.
Code?
He gave everyone else a code. Why didn't he give you one?
He sounded like he thought you'd die in here. I guess he was wrong. Is there anything I can do?
No. Get back to the church when you can. Oracle, we've got a problem. I solved the last Riddler room, but there wasn't a radio frequency.
What's he up to?
I don't think he thought I'd defeat his last room.
That's good, right?
He's still got hostages from the church. If they're still alive, I need to find them. Search every record about the buildings he's used so far. There may be a connection there.
Right. Listen to me carefully. I still have more of those guards, so I'll just need a couple of days and I will make a puzzle so taxing.
I think I've found something that links all the Riddler rooms. It looks like they were all owned by a Mr. Fine. He seems to have acted as some sort of property broker.
When was this?
Before Arkham City was built. It's a long shot, I know, but he sold one other property 3 months before Arkham opened. There's no record of who to, but I'm sending you the location now.
Thanks, Oracle. I'll check it out.
Batman's here! The freaking man!
And in here, that freak doesn't know when to quit.
Arkham City. Go to hell.
And how many times has Joker died already? I lost count.
There's got to be another way.
That's right, Worms. Keep walking. You remember how to walk, don't you?
Riddler, when I get out of here, I'm gonna hurt you for this. You hear me?
Come now, Mr. Cash. In order to hurt me, you would have to break free from the predicament you currently find yourself in, and attack me in such a way that does not cause me to press this remote detonator, distributing your primitive DNA all over the walls.
I'll do it.
Please.
You'll
Stop
try.
this.
I'll give you that. But I doubt you will succeed without blowing yourself up. Oh, and I'm sure I mentioned the remote detonator I have here.
What do you want from us? Let us go.
It will be all over the walls.
I can walk all night, Riddler.
Good. Let's see if you still feel the same tomorrow.
Riddler's attached explosives to his hostages. If they stop moving, they'll die. I can't get in their way.
What? This cannot be happening. Do you really expect me to fall for this dark night? I know you won't kill me.
True, but you can't say the same about the others, can you?
Get your ass moving, Riddler.
You can't tell me what to do.
Do I need to press the button?
What? No. You'll pay for this, Batman.
You sure this thing won't work?
No. But there's no point in letting him know that. Is there?
Prisoner's here, sir.
Very good. Send him in.
But we haven't got the suit off him yet. He's dangerous. Are you sure?
Of course. Victor Fries and I have much in common. We will be fine. Welcome to my facility. Please, take a seat.
I prefer to stand. Why am I here?
Oh, Victor, there will be plenty of time for that later. Right now, I wish to get to know you. Discover how you came to have such a frosty outlook on life.
I have nothing to say to you. You may have taken my weapons, but my suit still has considerable offensive capabilities. I will freeze the marrow in your legs. Each bone will shatter and fracture while you remain completely aware of your impending paralysis, begging me to end you.
I don't think that you will do that, Victor.
Really? Why not?
Simple. If you hurt me, your wife will die.
Alright, we're back. I don't know why my mic stopped working, but it's working now. Just the usual technical problems. Alright, take 2.
Where is she? Where is my wife?
Nora is in safe hands. Now, let's discuss an incident from your childhood.
No.
Then this is over. Guard.
Wait. What do you wish to learn?
Your early years were troubled.
I was not a sociable child, but that is all.
Even your parents disowned you. They sent you away to a reform school, correct?
They did not understand my work.
Your work? According to a police report, you froze over a dozen of your neighbor's pets.
I have always had an interest in cryonic preservation. I didn't understand why my parents allowed our sick pets to die instead of attempting to save them. So I set about finding my own way. I intended to revive all of those creatures.
But you didn't. Which brings us to Nora.
Have you ever seen a flower die? Watched something that was once so beautiful, so full of life, collapse and rot from within?
You refer to Nora's illness.
It seems like yesterday when I first found her. It all happened so quickly. Suddenly, I was losing her.
Did you seek help? What about your employer, GothCorp?
I hid it from them, diverting resources from GothCorp's research in an attempt to find the cure. But in the end, I failed. Time was running out. I knew that if I was discovered, Nora would die.
Why take that risk?
Do you know what it is to love someone? To really love them?
No.
Nora was all I could think of. I reran the diagnostics, re-examined every detail from every angle, certain that I had missed something. I cursed myself for being so blind, so stupid. Surely there was a cure. I just needed more time. Then I realized what I had to do. I had worked without sleep for a week. My needs didn't seem important. Sleep didn't matter. Food didn't matter. There was only her. I looked at Nora and I told her that I loved her. She told me there was nothing I could do, that we should just accept fate. She smiled her beautiful smile as she said it. I promised to cure her. And then I pressed the button.
You cryogenically froze her, keeping her on ice, so to speak, while you worked on a cure. It broke your heart, but now you had all the time in the world. Did you feel relieved?
I went home and fell into a deep sleep. For the first time since we discovered Nora's illness, I dared to dream. But for weeks I had ignored my superior's attempts to contact me. The next morning I overslept. By the time I got to the lab, Ferris Boyle, the CEO, was there waiting.
What did he do?
He accused me of industrial espionage, which I denied. But then his guards found Nora. Boyle told me that, like all of my research, she belonged to him. I was enraged. I attacked him. His guards beat me back, and in the struggle, I was drenched by the cryogenic chemical I had created. I lay on the floor, helpless, watching the guards steal Nora away. Boyle told me it was a tragedy for such a promising mind to perish in a lab accident. Then he left me to die.
But you survived.
The chemicals were absorbed into my body and transformed my metabolism. My body went numb. I felt a strange tingling, then searing pain all over. Each breath ignited my lungs. I clawed my way back to a refrigeration unit, and as I closed the door behind me, I felt the icy chill calm my aching body. Things suddenly seemed clear.
What seemed clear? Finding a cure for Nora?
No. Revenge. Boyle would pay.
You failed to kill Ferris Boyle, though, didn't you?
Yes.
Why?
You know why. Batman. Though he did return Nora to safety. Until you got her.
See? There you go. Blame me. Blame your parents because you failed to revive the neighbor's pets. Blame Ferris Boyle for spoiling your plans to cure Nora. Blame Batman for stopping your revenge against Boyle. And now, your Nora is in danger.
Because of you.
No, Victor. Because of you. You have always had a heart of ice. You stole people's pets. You stole GothCorp resources. And since then, you've stolen so much more for your own selfish scientific inquiries. If you had shared your genius with others, devoted your energy to medicine instead of crime, Perhaps your ice princess would be at home now, preparing you a hot meal, instead of being delivered to the Joker.
No!
You could have saved Nora a long time ago, Victor.
It's all for her. Everything. I will get her back. And when I do, I'm coming for you.
Thank you. We are done now.
Nora.
Yeah, that's how we find it.
I'm only doing this as a courtesy, Strange. Don't think you've beaten me.
I just thought we could both benefit from a little talk, Mr. Cobblepot.
Don't try that psycho mumbo-jumbo with me, Strange. I'm not like the other crazies.
Of course not. After all, considering the challenges you faced.
Challenges? What freaking challenges? You're no better than me. No one is. I own this place.
Well, to be clear, I allow you certain freedoms, but let's continue. Why do you feel the need to own anything? I believe it is a mechanism to compensate for some childhood inadequacy. You were friends with the Waynes, correct?
I was. Till someone did the world a favor and blew the brains out of little Wayne's self-righteous parents. I was laughing for weeks. It still brings a smile to my face.
And you think that's okay?
Okay? No, I don't think it's okay. I think it's bloody hysterical. That family destroyed mine. What happened to them? Well, it couldn't have happened to nicer people.
Take a seat, Mr. Cobblepot.
What is it now, Strange?
I wanted to talk about your apparent hatred of the Waynes. Your outburst last time was most interesting.
Oh, it's simple, really. I don't like the snivelling little bastard. Look at him. All high and mighty because someone killed Mummy and Daddy.
Most people look upon him with sympathy.
No, they don't. They're jealous. Jealous of his money, his cars, his women. He lost the sympathy vote when he vanished for all those years. I can't tell you how much I hoped he was visiting his dear Mum and Dad.
Where do you suppose he went?
How am I supposed to know?
Let us move on, then.
No. It's time that you do something for me.
And what is that?
Here's a list. Told you, Strange. No more little questions until you give me what I want.
Take a look, Mr. Cobblepot. Here is a purchase order for the various firearms you require. I must say, you chose an exotic selection.
I only take the best.
A wise strategy.
So what's yours?
Excuse me?
What are you up to? Why would you give me of all people, guns, explosives, all this stuff?
Arkham City is an experiment, Mr. Cobblepot. A new way of thinking. We've separated you from society, so I am more than willing to study the results if you all just decide to kill each other. Besides, your feud with the Joker is intriguing.
I was here first. I bought my museum in the Iceberg Lounge fair and square. It was you and that mayor who stuck us all together.
Again, you refer to owning things. Quite fascinating. I believe we gave you the opportunity to leave.
And take over my turf. Never.
Good evening, Mr. Cobblepot. I trust you received the second delivery.
Yeah, I did. I don't know what you did to those dribbling monkeys, Strange, but they were perfect.
I'm glad. It appears that we can both help each other.
If you say so. I suppose it doesn't hurt that by the time I'm done with them, they're usually in too many pieces for anyone to know what you're really getting up to in those rooms of yours.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Of course not. So, Hugo. The clown. She really dying?
It appears so. Self-inflicted, of course, but yes, he is. He has Mr. Freeze working on a potential cure, but I am sure neither of us want him to get his hands on it, do we?
We're ready.
Good. Now, one last thing. Your face.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
The eye. I believe it was the result of a bar brawl, correct?
Torag got lucky. He got his, though. He took my eye. I took both of his. Left him trying to walk across the Gotham freeway at rush hour. Hilarious.
You're a rich man, Mr. Cobblepot. You could have had that glass removed.
They said it was impossible. And what the hell? I think it gives me a more unique look. Know what I mean? Now, where is Freeze?
He's right here, in the room next door. You can take him with you. Are you familiar with the term Napoleon complex?
No. What is it?
It's nothing. Oh, and one last thing. Here is a list of 10 prisoners I believe work for you.
Yeah? So what? You want to saw their heads open and scoop out their brains too?
No. I just thought you'd like to know that they are all in the employ of the GCPD.
What?
I believe you know what to do with them. I don't like being spied on, Mr. Cobblepot. Good night.
Hello? Anyone in there? No sense of humor. The strong and silent type, eh? Think you're safe behind that mask? Give me 20 minutes and a can opener, and I'll have you whimpering like a schoolgirl. You might like it.
That's enough, patient. Guard, leave us.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Professor Hugo Strange. And you are...
Two-Face. Catwoman. Batman.
We can play these games as long as you like.
Great. I love games.
Not in my facility, you won't. I'm offering you this opportunity to make a deal. I am fully aware of your condition. The last thing you have is time. But I can make your final days more comfortable.
And in return, I'd be giving you...
I wish to study you. I need to know why you are the way you are.
I don't have long, Doc. You're going to need more than some psycho mumbo-jumbo to get to the bottom of what's wrong with me.
Oh, I have more than that. Much more. So, do we have a deal? How are you feeling today?
You promised me another doctor, Strange.
Maybe you shouldn't have killed the one I sent last week. What made you do it?
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. Besides, it was worth it to see the look on her face. Hey, you know what? I think I've got a piece of it here in my pocket.
You are trying my patience. That was the third doctor you've killed.
Well, keep on sending them, Doc. I'm trying to break my record.
I think it is time for you to do something for me.
Name it, Doc.
Tell me how you came to be. Explain what made you what you are today. How you come to be sitting across the table from me. Dying.
Is that all? Well, I guess you could say I once had a very bad day.
Really? Go on.
It was a Thursday night. Things had been getting worse. I was 3 days from the bank foreclosing on my home. The chemical plant I worked nights at was about to lay off half the workforce. And I was sitting in the hospital, holding the hand of my pregnant wife, wishing to God that she wasn't dead.
That must have been upsetting for you.
Probably was. Back then, though, all I knew was that if I didn't let old man Falcone's men into the plant that night, they'd have killed me, too. So here's the thing. I had to decide. Could I live without her? Was there any point going on? I've got to admit it. I was scared. Not of being dead, you understand.
No one would blame you if you were. It is perfectly common.
Do I look common? No. I was scared of the part just before you die, when you don't know what is about to happen, when you're desperately clutching at life and trying to hold on with slippery, blood-covered hands. So I made a decision right there.
And what was that?
That is a story for another day, Strange. I think I may need to see a doctor. Get me one.
You were telling me about the night your wife died.
Oh, no, Hugo. As I recall, I was waiting for you to send me another doctor.
We both know I have sent you 3 more doctors.
Did you?
Yes. One was left dismembered outside the elevator to my office. The other 2 have not been seen since they were sent to you.
How careless. Listen, Doc.
Professor.
Okay, Professor. I'll give you a little more. I just hope you're taking notes. It's the day after, and I'm standing in the freezing rain, just staring at the chemical plant, feeling numb. Jeannie was dead. It didn't seem real. I can remember the day I first met her. Her infectious smile as I told her bad joke after bad joke. How, even after living with the pathetic wretch I was, she still wanted my child. And then they arrived. Reality's way of yanking me another wedgie. Falcone's men told me to cheer up. He said things could be worse. I asked him how. He grabbed me by the collar, pulled me close. He'd been eating garlic, and each word stank as he threatened to perform oral surgery on me with a nail and a brick. Creative guy. They hand me a box. I remember thinking it was heavy. Was it a bomb? A gun? I'd never used a gun before. Were they that heavy?
And what was in the box?
How's that doctor coming along?
I'll get you one.
And when you do, I'll tell you the rest.
You are looking a little better, yes.
Well, I have my good days and bad days, but I do try and start each one with a smile.
Are you ready to continue your story?
Yeah, why not? So where was I?
The box.
Ah, yes, the box. So there I was, tearing open this box, expecting the worst. And all it had in it was a crazy red dome and a cloak. I thought they were having a joke with me, but oh no. They made me put it on. They said it was a disguise. It would keep me safe. It smelled like garlic. And that was it, really. I was dressed up like a spaceman, barely able to see, trying to break into the one place in this town that had given me a job. Have you ever tried to walk with an enormous fishbowl on your head? Don't answer that. It's hard. I couldn't see where I was going. I must have tripped one of the alarms. I heard muffled gunfire. I panicked and tried to run. And then I saw him.
Who?
Batman.
Really?
Yes, really. Batman tried to hit me. I moved out of the way, but, well, what you need to understand is I had this giant bowl on my head, and I lost my balance. It's like life, really. 1 minute everything's bad, and the next your wife's dead and you're hanging on for dear life, suspended over a tank of experimental chemicals. I'm sure he'd say he tried to save me, but we all know he didn't. I fell. For a second, just as I hit the surface, I thought I may just get away with this.
I assume that wasn't the case.
Do I look like I got away with it?
Alright, hold on. I just need to quickly do something. I'll be back in a second. And I'm back. Oops.
coming. The chemicals were burning my skin. My entire body felt like it was on fire. And it was all his fault.
Whose fault? Batman's?
Who else?
Yours?
Come again?
Let me tell you what I believe. I believe that you have fabricated a series of events that you use to conceal the truth about your condition. I have read 12 different accounts of your past. All different, except for one detail. Batman.
What can I say? I like to keep things interesting. A wise man once told me that if you have to have an origin story, you're better off making it multiple choice.
And never facing up to the truth of what happened. What you did. How you got here.
Oh, I know exactly how I got here. A big truck brought me here from Arkham. You remember the asylum, don't you?
Of course.
Well, good. Because I'd hate to think that I'd fabricated seeing you watching me in my cell all those times.
Excuse me?
Hugo, you merry maniac. You were obsessed with me. You all were trying to get in here. Next thing you'll tell me it wasn't you who sent old Sharpie over the edge. Nice work, by the way.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. If you want to make sure that no one else finds out about your past, you should stop poking your nose into mine. Oh, and send me another doc. I think I need a second opinion.
Joker always wins.
Sit down, Mr. Dent. It is Mr. Dent I am talking to, right?
Use a real name.
Two-Face, if you wish. Please, sit.
What is it, Strange? Not happy just arresting us, throwing us in this place?
I wish to understand you. I have read the reports, seen the footage, and now I want to hear your side of the story.
We'll see.
I assume that you feel the need to toss your coin in order to decide whether to answer my questions.
You ready to find out?
Well?
Came up bad. Sorry.
Not a problem. Guard, take Mr. Dent's coin off of him.
No!
Good. Now let us see what fate has in store for you.
I'll kill you for this.
Really? Look at your coin. It wants you to tell me about that day in the courtroom.
It was painful.
Elaborate.
I was naive. I thought I could make a difference. Falcone was going to go down for what he had done.
But he had other plans.
Look at my face.
I am. A combination of first, second, and third degree burning. The scar tissue is quite fascinating.
You think?
And that is all it took to make you the way you are.
Give me my coin.
Not yet.
What is it, Strange? Are you enjoying this?
Not in the slightest. Let's go back further. You were a rising star, a beacon of light for this city. A white knight riding in to save it, with a dark knight not far behind.
You can leave him out of this. He's wrong. They all are.
No one understands the beauty of fate's hand. I'm grateful to Falcone. He gave me a clarity, a purity that few will know. Everything boils down to a simple choice. This way or that way. Good or bad.
Do you really believe that?
How could I not?
Interesting. So all you need is this coin, and everything is simple?
Give me it.
Or what about this coin? Or this? Or these?
What are you doing?
Proving a point. Fate didn't make you answer my question. I did. I replaced your coin with my own. See? You answered me because I wanted you to. is he today?
The prisoner has been quiet. Since getting those coins, he has spent most of his time examining them.
Good. Hello, Harvey. Are you ready to talk?
Leave us. We don't want to talk. Not to you.
Please, take a seat. I have one last thing to discuss, and then I will give you something in return.
I don't know. I can't decide. It's too confusing.
Of course it is. I want to talk about Mr. Wayne.
Why?
Indulge me.
We don't like the guy.
Hardly surprising. Did you ever consider that you were alike? A traumatic event created you. An equally traumatic event altered him.
He's nothing like us. There's no risk, no danger. It's just money and girls. We should kill him.
Maybe you should. Listen to me, Harvey. I am going to give you a simple choice. This is your coin.
Is it? Why should I trust you?
It was your father's, correct? You know every inch of it. When you close your eyes, you can feel it, can't you?
Give me it, please.
I want you to understand what I'm about to tell you. You believe that this coin determines the fate of your world. I, however, believe that your condition has always been present. It was there before you were attacked, and it is still there now. You probably had headaches. Your wife found you unpredictable, scary sometimes.
Give us it!
I'm going to throw the coin in the air. If you let it fall, I will do whatever I can to cure you. I will help you become the man you used to be.
Or
if you grab it, I will let you loose in Arkham City, and I will tell you what Catwoman is doing right this second.
I can't decide.
You have to. At this moment, Catwoman is preparing to steal the contents of the safe in your old campaign office.
The bitch! We need to stop her!
And you may. Goodbye, Mr. Dent.
Could have been cured, but didn't.
Do not fret, Mr. Mayor. Everything is under control, I promise you.
It's not that I don't trust you, Hugo. It's just the headaches. The pain. They come all the time now.
Continue to take the medication. It is late, Mr. Mayor. You are tired. You need your sleep.
Of course. I need my sleep.
You will hang up now.
I will hang up now.
Imbecile.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
What? How dare you enter my office?
Oh, I'm not in your office. And please don't insult me by attempting to trace this broadcast. You will fail.
I take it I am talking to Mr. Edward Nigma.
Do you know of any other inmate in your twisted little penitentiary who is ingenious enough to arrange this little chat?
Narcissism, a compulsive desire to prove his intellect, and a predilection for riddles.
You've read my file.
Of course.
Good. Then let's get started. How do you attempt to understand what is going on in Arkham City when all of the answers are strange? Good evening, Hugo. I believe it is time for our one-on-one.
No. It is time for you to stop this and give up. My tiger guards will find you, and when that happens, I will perform the procedure on you myself.
Procedure? Oh, you mean what you did to all those poor fools back at the asylum. To be honest, I think you did them a favor.
How
do I know that you requested access to all the most forgettable patients and proceeded to melt their brains with the help of that confused milliner? Or did you mean, how do I know that you have been providing the ex-warden with your own special medication? No doubt intended to render his synapses more malleable to your suggestions. Or maybe you are currently wondering if I know about the secret panel in your closet. How it slides back to reveal what you want most. How you sit, wearing that suit, crying into your hands as you question whether you are really worthy.
What do you want, Mr. Nigma?
Oh, that's easy. I want exactly what you want.
And what's that?
Batman, dead. Humiliated, but dead. Knock, knock, Professor. Guess who?
I grow tired of these insipid games, Mr. Nigma. If you wish to speak to me, my guards will escort you safely to my tower.
Please, Hugo. If you're going to set a trap, at least pretend to try harder than that.
No traps, Edward. I simply wish to grant you safe passage through Arkham City. I think the time has come for us to meet as equals.
You, Strange? My equal? I am the man whose cunning will soon have Batman lying at my feet, bloodied and broken.
Really?
Then I will pull off his mask and look into his dull, dying eyes. In that last instant, he will know that I have finally beaten him. And I will finally know who he really is.
My apologies, Edward. I see now we are nowhere near equals.
Finally.
You see, like me, you are obsessed with the Batman. But unlike me, you don't know who he really is, do you?
What? I know you are lying, Strange. There is no way that you could have figured it out. It's some kind of trick. It must be.
Oh, I use no tricks, no childish puzzles. I simply created a psychological profile of the man most likely to be the Batman, and then matched it against the most logical candidate. I was right, of course.
Well, who is he?
Ah, but that would spoil the game for you, wouldn't it?
You must tell me. I implore you, Strange.
Really, Edward? If I could figure it out, it must be child's play for you.
But I...
Interesting. Tell me, Edward, how is the Riddler like a blank dictionary? You're both at a loss for words.
Fucking wrecked.
Patient interview 1. Subject's name, Jervis Tetch, a.k.a. the Mad Hatter. Brought to Arkham Asylum by the Batman 6 months ago. Patient exhibits signs of obsessive compulsion and paranoid schizophrenia. Sit down, Mr. Tetch.
But there's no time to sit. I need Alice. Where is my Alice?
Please.
No time to sit, not time to chat. I'm searching for Alice and I've lost my head.
Guard, restrain Mr. Tetch.
Get off me. Get off me. I'm late. I'm running out of time, Alice. Where are you?
Alice isn't here yet. Just relax, Jervis. She will be here soon. I promise.
But
Now, would you like some tea, patient?
Is Alice here yet?
No, I'm afraid not. Let us talk while we wait. You and I have much in common, Jervis.
Really? Do you know Alice too?
Unfortunately not. You and I both share an interest in the mind, do we not? I studied your papers, Jervis. You are quite brilliant. Truly an extraordinary mind.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's all just chemicals and synapses and rabbits and... Oh, where is Alice?
You need to focus. Think about your work for a minute. You theorize that there is no such thing as free will, that you can change a man's allegiances, his motives, emotions, all of what we believe makes a man, with chemicals. Your formula was really quite brilliant. That's why I used it.
Well, how did you get it? Did Alice give it to you? Wicked girl. Nasty little thing. Is she here yet?
Soon, Jervis, soon.
Oh, you told me that Alice would be here.
She is, Jervis. She's right here.
Alice? Alice, come out. Don't pout. Don't make me shout. Alice, come out. Where are you?
Take a look at the pictures, Jervis.
Who are these people?
Look again.
Oh, I don't know who they are. Oh, please, is Alice here or not?
Look at the first picture. Look at the dress she's wearing. Look at the hair. It's Alice, isn't it?
No, it can't be Alice. Alice has nice yellow hair and isn't covered in blood.
I think you know exactly who this is, Mr. Tetch. I think you remember the night you lured Stephanie Williams back to your research lab. How you offered her tea. What happened then?
No.
You killed her, didn't you?
No.
She went first. It's okay, Jervis. It's all right to remember. How many Alices were there?
I can't remember. Oh, Alice isn't coming, is she?
That all depends on how you cooperate. I have a little side project that I'm working on. I could use your help.
My help? I can't help. I'll be late.
Stay focused, Jervis. This facility is old, tired, full of ghosts.
Ghosts?
A figure of speech. Do not worry. Arkham Asylum will not exist forever. Its techniques are old, its mission outdated. I intend to create a new Arkham, an Arkham that will rise phoenix-like from the ashes of this one.
Is there a fire? We should get out of here.
I have arranged for some documents to be left in your cell. They outline a technique I propose to control the mind of, shall we just say, weaker souls.
I cannot do it without rabbits. I need rabbits for my research, and tea, and...
And Alice, I know. I have arranged for a number of test subjects to be at your disposal. They have been here at Arkham for so many years that no one will miss them. Shall we meet again next week? Oh, and I took the liberty of having your hats returned. I assume that will provide all the encouragement you require. Well done, well done. I must say you have outperformed even my wildest expectations.
Yes, did you see the people at my tea party? They all behaved themselves.
Yes, they did, Jervis. I'm very pleased. I have just one last request to make of you. You must keep it a secret. Can you keep a secret, Jervis?
With enough hats, I can stop people remembering secrets. Does that count?
It will have to. I need you to pay a visit to Warden Sharp. He needs to come around to my way of thinking.
To join our tea party?
Exactly.
I don't want to.
Of course you do. How else will you get to play with Alice?
What?
I have a new assistant for you, Jervis. I had her brought in specially. Look at her. She's just through there.
Oh, it's Alice. She's here. No, what are you doing? I need to see her.
And you can, as soon as you do what I asked.
Can I keep her?
Of course. She'll be all yours. She's Alice.
We found the prisoner attempting to break into your office, sir.
I see. Leave us.
Yes, sir.
Well, as I live and breathe, Professor Hugo Strange. Your posters really don't do you justice. You really are far more evil-looking in real life.
Charmed. Tell me, what do you plan to do, Miss Kyle? I assume that you were attempting to break into my office in order to retrieve your ill-gotten gains.
You stole them from me.
Hardly. The items were confiscated upon your arrest.
Yeah, about that. This holiday camp of yours is quaint and all, Hugo, but I don't think I'll be staying too long.
Escape is impossible.
A girl loves a challenge.
So do I. Tell me, what would you do if I let you go? Attempt to escape? Try and find the confiscated items? Contact the Batman?
Why would I contact him? It's his fault I'm in here.
Is it? I believe you would have escaped if greed had not got the better of you. He was actually in the process of rescuing you, was he not?
I didn't need his help.
Or any man's, it appears.
Come on. You're going somewhere with this? Spit it out.
I've been studying you.
I can see. My eyes are up here, by the way.
Very amusing. Tell me, what was it like growing up alone? Fending for yourself? Doing whatever was necessary to stay alive?
Please, I'm tearing up here.
And Holly, what would you do if I sent my men after her?
Touch her and you're dead.
Have you calmed down yet?
Where is she?
That depends on your next answer. If you could save one person tonight, who would it be? Holly? Or the Batman?
He can look after himself.
Good. Holly is safe for now. Let us talk about Batman.
What do you think I can tell you that you don't already know? You've been sending your goons after him for months. He said you were studying him.
So you speak. Good. You never knew your father, correct?
Enough, Strange. This is over.
If you say so. Captain, do you have the girl in your sights?
Yes, sir.
Kill her.
No!
Are you prepared to talk? I thought so. Keep the girl targeted, Captain.
You bastard.
Shall we continue? Your father. Did you ever meet him?
Never knew the son of a bitch.
Unfortunate. He certainly seems to have made an impact on you. The distrust of men, for example. Your relationship with Batman, would you call it close?
Me and the brooding one get along just fine.
But you want more. But you can't trust men, can you?
What? Look, he's spoken for. He must be. How else could he resist all this?
You're both very similar, aren't you? A shared disregard for the law, a belief that you are doing the right thing, and a similar taste in attire. But beneath the surface, there is a weakness.
Like how?
You both risk everything for a chance at redemption. You tell yourself it's to help her. He does the same for the boy. It's all just to make his life more complete, to become the father he never knew.
You don't know anything about him.
And neither do you. He hasn't confided in you because he doesn't trust you. And it hurts, doesn't it? I touched a raw nerve, didn't I?
Are you still here?
You're hurt because he knows who you are, but you don't know anything about him. Do you love him?
No!
Holly is safe. I have little interest in the life of a teenage delinquent, unless, of course, she finds herself in my facility.
What was all this about, Strange? Do you enjoy making people beg?
Not at all. I am only interested in what makes people do what they do. Soon you will not have to worry about the Batman. Steal what you like, do what you must, in a futile attempt to steal his heart. You will fail.
You sound pretty sure of yourself.
Plans are afoot, Miss Kyle. Soon you may wish to re-evaluate your admiration for him. I will be the one standing over his body, And the world will know that Hugo Strange is better than him.
Yeah, whatever.
Two-Face has placed what you are looking for in his safe in his old campaign office. He is someone else who cannot let go of his past. I hope that the contents of that safe make you happy.
Alright. Aaron Cash recalled the night back at Arkham's home when watching from the security monitor. He saw Quincy Sharp scroll an elaborate message on the floor, the cell block control room using a rusty nail and blood for his fingertip, before forcing his way out of the cell only to disappear into the chaos. He didn't know where Sharp had gone, but he was sure that there was something seriously wrong with the future of the mayor of Gotham City. With no other career options available, and a nagging feeling that he had seen Hugo Strange before, he reluctantly accepted the job of running a small medical team charged with providing assistance to any resident of Arkham City who needed it. Andrei Abramovich was a respected man in a small suburban village where he lived with his pregnant wife. When word reached Andrei that his wife was in labour, he rushed home, excited to be by her side, but it was met only by the midwife. His wife had not survived the birth. Complications due to the special nature of the newborn sons were to blame. Pushing into the room, he found his twin sons joined the shoulder screaming for their mother. He took the twins and left town. Crying, he stood on the bridge, over freezing cold water, contemplated throwing them to deaths, but he could not do it. Leaving his sons outside the tent of a travelling freak show, Andrei returned home to his village, a broken man. Matrika heard tales of conjoined Abramovich twins, now widely known as Hammer and Sickle, and their reputation for brutality, and he wanted them for himself. Sending Harley on a desperate mission to retrieve them, she passed on the message to the circus owner that her pudding would pay big for the twins. Of course, Ryan refused to sell the headlining act. He promptly vanished, only to be found 3 months later with a new smile carved on his face. Once the decision to create Arkham City had been approved, Mayor Sharp ordered Arkham Island to be put up for sale. In a press conference, he claimed that this is a fantastic revenue opportunity for Gotham City. Over the number of Gotham companies entered the bids for the land. A winning bid came from a previously unknown security company named Tiger. Within weeks of the sale, Tiger was also awarded the contract to police Arkham City and instantly began using Island to launch its fleet of helicopter gunships to patrol the new prison facility. Cash chose an abandoned church building near the Solomon Wayne courthouse to situate his medical team, knowing that Strange was only providing the minimal amount of medical assistance to placate those campaigning against Arkham City. Cash was forced to beg for equipment and additional medical supplies. The first donations came from Bruce Wayne himself, who supplied a series of security shutters to keep the people within the building safe, along with cutting-edge body armor and supplies. On hearing about Wayne's donations, Strange was furious and locked down all supply routes between the medical team and the outside world. On the perimeter wall of Arkham City, the Tiger confiscated goods vaults. The high security facility houses all items confiscated from criminals upon their admittance to the prison. A special vault is used to protect equipment and ill-gotten gains of various super criminals, and is guarded 24/7 by a squad of Tiger guards. Upon her arrest, Hugo Strange placed all Catwoman's belongings there, and she has vowed to get them back and leave Arkham City for good. Just weeks before Arkham City was due to open business, the streets of the roads of the Northeast facility was devastated by serious unexplained seismic incidents. A large-scale subsidence left the street level of the entire district submerged underwater. Campaigners opposed to Hugo Strange's super prison demanded further investigation into the cause of the disturbances, arguing that it was very proof that the area was unfit under basic humanitarian grounds. However, Strange vetoed plans for inquiry on his land. He provided his own experts to demonstrate the seismic that it was one-off event and maintained that inmates had not given up their rights to any decent standard of living. Upon becoming mayor, Quincy Sharp presented Gotham City with his plan to create a super prison in North City, claiming that the site was selected because it contained extreme areas of social decay and neglect. When Bruce Wayne spoke at the consultation committee hearing, the mayor pointed out that this location was where Wayne's parents had been murdered decades before. The council passed a motion to create Arkham City and set about issuing eminent domain seizures, allowing it to purchase all the land within the site's walls. I just had a hot chocolate arrive for me, so I'll quickly grab that and be back in a second. And I'm back. Hugo Strange's obsession with Bruce Wayne and Batman was unbearable. He needed to know every small detail of how this man functioned to understand exactly what made him tick, so that he could finally destroy him. Strange manipulated the mayor into allowing squads of Tiger officers to be deployed in Gotham City under pretense of aiding the police. However, unknown to the people, Gotham Tiger guards were only one target: Batman. Strange he would initially fail, but he studied every defeat meticulously and analysing the techniques and strategies of his opponent. It would be only time before he had the necessary data to defeat the Bat. Quincy Sharp looked proud as he addressed Gotham on the night that Arkham City officially opened for business. As he introduced Hugo Strange to the mass journalists, he felt sure that the hard work and sacrifices had been worth it. Could hardly believe that he achieved so much in the 18 months since the events of Arkham Island. As a champagne bottle smashed against the wall, Strange whispered to him that he would soon have Catwoman, Two-Face arrested and brought to his prison. Quincy smiled. With Arkham City's construction complete, he was guaranteed the approval of the city. With all the supervillains in his custody, the next target would be Batman, the person he blamed for everything. After being hit with a Batmobile knocked into the dark waters surrounding Ark Island, Bane swam to the shore, but was quickly recaptured and taken back to the asylum. Weakened by his injuries and experiments performed on him by Dr. Young, he patiently waited, plotting his revenge. Forced into keeping a low profile as he recovered, Bane searched Arkham City for a suitable location to act as his hideout, and found just what he needed in the form of Crank Toys building. There, surrounded by toys, he waited, recuperating until the time he was right to make his move. Having no love for his fellow prisoners in Arkham City, Bane set up and presided over an underground fighting contest where inmates fought in vain for the privilege of trying to take him down. Word of these fights spread throughout Arkham, and the Joker sent Bane no surprise as Bane moved in for the kill of a Joker's henchman triggered a Titan injection, ripped through his body and transformed into a monstrous Titan. Barely surviving the fight, Bane had a new problem. Somehow Titan had found its way on Arkham City, and it was up to him to stop it from falling into the wrong hands. Roman Sinonis, aka Black Mars, is the first and only inmate to have escaped from Arkham City. Using the explosion stolen from the Penguin, he waited till the Tiger shift change blasted away through the containment wall and went on the run in Gotham City. Furious, Hugo Strange ordered Tiger operators onto the street to focus all their attention on the fighting Black Mask, who was finally recaptured after a violent siege at meatpacking plant he owned. promising no one else would escape, Strange fitted a series of automatic machine guns to the walls of Arkham City, designated to kill anyone who else tried the dead. As Hugo Strange was revealed as the public face of Arkham City, Batman attempted to uncover any information he could about the history of the mysterious figure. Convinced that nothing in Arkham City was what it had seemed, Batman dug deeper and deeper but came up blank. It was as if all evidence of Strange had been wiped clean. One thing was certain, however, Strange could not have done this alone. Batman was determined to ensure that the sight of his parents' death would not become a monument to Gotham's failure, and dedicated himself to shutting down Arkham City. Julian Day, aka Callum, had been locked in his cell in Arkham Asylum for a full year when he was moved to Arkham City, unable to celebrate the passing holidays in his own inimitable style. He could do nothing more than just imagine what he would have done if he were free. In Arkham City, he quickly found the Solomon Wayne courthouse and claimed it as his own. Anyone who did it came in was overpowered and taken to a cell, where they remained until the next holiday when Day would kill him. It was all going well until Two-Face arrived in a small army and took the courthouse for himself, locking Day up in his cell. As Carlo, aka Clayface, used his ability to mimic his experience, anyone to impersonate Quincy Sharp and escape from Arkham Asylum. On the run in Gotham City, Clayface has been forced to constantly change his appearance in order to stay one step ahead of Hugo Strange and his guards. His current whereabouts are unknown. Falcons are America's oldest surviving crime family. Generation after generation has ruled the underworld with iron fists, preferring to stay away from the more colourful supervillain activities and maintain legitimate business interests, including garbage collection and shipping companies. The current head of the family, Carmine Roman Falcone, is feared by all, and until recently had the city in his pocket, but something has changed. Quincy Sharp, the new elected mayor, and a man who should be afraid of him was not. Carmine's attempts to intimidate Sharp had resulted in his henchman mysteriously disappearing, and Sharp has struck back, with Tiger Guards closing down Falcone's operations all over the city. As Hugo Strange's Tiger Guards grip on the city titans, a Falcone family meeting was called. The choice was simple: stay in Gotham and face arrest, imprisonment in Arkham City, or leave. Younger members of the family argued that the Falcones run from no one, but then it was Roman's decision. The next day, the entire family packed up, left Gotham, heading to relative safety of Bloodhaven. After Batman stopped him from escaping Arkham Asylum, Joker sat alone in his padded cell, knowing something was wrong. First time was an unusual lump on his shoulder. He felt tainted. Weeks went by, and 10 more unusual lumps appeared. The Titan had done something to him, something bad, something that wasn't funny at all. Joker was dying. He knew it, and soon so would anyone who saw him. The last thing he needed was to appear weak before his rivals. So one day at lunch, Joker took a spoon and dug at another inmate's eyes, knowing this would get him solitary confinement. He could keep out of sight at least until his transfer to Arkham City. Joker needed an escape plan, and the night of his transfer, Harley Quinn provided one. Disguised as Arkham Guard, she overpowered the Joker's escorts, stole her pudding away to a boat waiting on the island's quarry side. As the boat carried Twisted Pair sped off towards Gotham, it was joined by a second. A secret alarm placed by Batman had alerted him that the Joker's escape. Here he was in the Bat boat, pursuing the fugitives. They ignored his orders to stop. The Batman opened fire as Harley steered the boat. The shore missiles ripped the hold into pieces. They swam, the weakened Joker being pulled through the water by a distraught Harley, desperate to save her pudding. She pulled the Joker out of the water to safety, somehow avoiding Batman's searchlight. She and Joker sat there gasping for breath when they suddenly realised they were Arkham City. Working at Arkham Asylum, Professor Hugo Strange used a series of complicated psychological profiling techniques to identify the man behind Batman's mask as Bruce Wayne. Planning to become both rich and famous, he plotted to sell the secret of Batman's identity to the highest bidder. Word spread throughout the criminal underworld, and Batman's great secret was sale, but before anyone could act on it, Hugo Strange vanished. Now in charge of Arkham City, Strange continues his radical experiments into workings of a human mind. During processing, Strange personally selects inmates that fits his criteria and has them taken away to his inmate behavioral analysis unit. No one knows what happens to missing prisoners in that room except Hugo Strange himself. Sometimes they emerge lobotomized to roam streets, but more often they never heard from again. Some people believe that Strange brainwashes missing thugs and turns them into tiger guards, whereas others believe he has a deal with a penguin and hands them to use as target practice. As the plans for Arkham City became public knowledge, Commissioner Gordon, incensed at not having been consulted over Mayor Sharp's decision, attempt to block the construction of the court order. He failed. The Commissioner called on Batman and explained that he suspected corruption at the highest levels of Sharp's administration. After losing his case against Mayor Sharp, Gordon was summoned to City Hall. Sharp tried to reason with Gordon, explaining that Arkham City would be something they could both be proud of, but Gordon held his ground. Sharp calmly stated that he understood Gordon's position and expected Gordon to quietly resign. Furious, Gordon stormed out. He might have resigned if it hadn't been talked out of it by Batman. Batman suggested attacking Mayor Sharp and Arkham City with a public campaign, headed by, not by Gordon, but someone with the money and the profile needed to win popular support, someone like Bruce Wayne. Soon after his arrival in Gotham City, the Penguin decided to make an impression on the underworld elite with a gala opening for his nightclub, the Iceberg Lounge. He included notorious Joker, whose appearance would solely impress the crowd. When Joker arrived, Harley Quinn on his arm and a dainty flower in his lapel, the Penguin was thrilled he was hosting in the Sinister Soiree, essentially, until the clumsy waitress spilled a drink on the Joker. A laughing Joker aimed his flower as the spray melted the girl's face. Alarmed patrons fled the scene. A cold, dark rage at the Joker's killed inside the Penguin. The Joker eagerly returned to Iceberg Lounge a few weeks later, but was insulted to find his name was not on the guest list. Willing to overlook the obvious mistake, he shot the doorman on his way in, kicked his feet up a table and ordered a glass of warm milk. He was pleased when alongside the milk was summons to the club's VIP section. Led to the back room past the tank where Tiny the Shark circled. The Joker happily greeted the Penguin, who promptly pushed him out the door onto the street. The Penguin squawked out the club had a new no clowns policy before slamming the door. After arriving in Arkham City, Joker and Harley Quinn were eager to explore the new stomping ground. Reflecting on the years past since the Penguin banned the Joker from the club, they sought at the blue neon lights of the Iceberg Lounge. Harley pounded on the door, certain the couple would let bygones be bygones. Penguin answered, a hulking guard at his side, and immediately reminded of his no clans policy. He just managed to close the door before the acid from Joker's flower shot at his face. In order to remove Waylon Jones, aka Killer Croc, from the sewers of below Arkham Asylum, Strange ordered squad of tiger guards to lure him out using body parts of deceased inmates. Although the strategy proved unsuccessful, the team was able to subdue Croc when he emerged from the sewers looking for food once the supply of bodies had run out. Disgusted at the crimes that Jeremy Travis committed, the guys of the Mad Hatter, Quincy Sharp decreed that Tetch should never sit outside world again. 4 months, Tetch was locked in solitary confinement, deep in the bowels of Arkham Asylum's maximum security wing, locked up in the dark without his hats, his tea, and most importantly, his Alice. Tetch's mind crumbled. Professor Hugo Strange became fascinated by Tetch's case, taking particular interest in Tetch's mind. control experience. Strange manipulated security procedures, allowing him full access to Tetch behind the warden's back. If Hugo Strange's plans were going to work, he needed a way to control Quincy Sharp. Having worked with Tetch for months, he had refined and perfected a psychoactive compound that would make anyone who ingested it more malleable and open to suggestion. Next day, Strange invited Sharp to join him for a tea at his office in the administration building. Moroni family has long been at war with their arch-rivals, the Falcons, in constant game of one-upmanship. Each family has been hurt. Sons and daughters have been killed, businesses have burnt to the ground, and it still goes on. Determined to win the war once and for all, the Moronis met in their family restaurant and talked into the night. Little did they know that as they talked, they were surrounded by Carmine Falcon's men, opening fire, killing almost everyone within it. With their leadership gone, the Moronis have all been incarcerated into Arkham City. Not every building in Arkham City was in despair before the mega prison was constructed. One operating building was Gotham City Olympus nightclub, originally owned by Maxie Zeus. Although Maxie disappeared in Arkham Asylum after one too many rounds of electroshock therapy, he died. The club kept running in his absence, leading some to think Maxie hasn't gone far. Hugo Strange arranged for Nora Fries to be moved to Arkham City. Her husband, Victor Freeze, aka Mr. Freeze, escaped from his refrigerated containment cell to find her, but Strange was waiting for him, and he calmly informed Victor that Nora had been transported around State City, and that if Victor wanted to see her again, he should move quietly into his new home in Arkham City. To motivate Victor further, Strange promised him full access to laboratory facilities, an old GCPD villain, now abandoned within the high security walls of Arkham City, stocked with all the tools required to seek a cure for Nora. Mr. Freeze stood alone in his new laboratory. Everything Strange had promised was true, everything except his frozen wife Nora, who was nowhere to see. Furious, Freeze upgraded his suit, weapon systems, aiming himself to force Strange to give him his wife back. His wife. Waiting until dark, he marched out of the GCPD, only to be ambushed by a squad of Tiger operatives with orders to take Professor Strange. While in the residence of Arkham Asylum, Hugo Strange experimented on prisoners as part of the process, leading him to unlock the workings of their mind in order to control it. In order to cover up the experience, he arranged for these poor individuals to be lobotomized, locked in the cells, and forgotten. It was during his experience that Strange perfected his ability to place posophonic suggestions in the minds of his victims, a technique he used to guarantee absolutely for hand-picked target guards. After escaping from custody, Joker released the lunatics and allowed them to roam free across Arkham Island in an attempt to stop Batman. At the opening of Cobblepot Towers, Henry Cobblepot, print magnate turned hoteler, looked at his latest hotel, determined to outclass the newly opened Grand Wayne Plaza. Desperate to ruin his rival, Judge Solomon Wayne, Henry laughed at reports that the people of Gotham preferred the restrained splendor of the Wayne Hotel to his own locations. He swore that the Cobblepot hotels would be a premier destination of the world. He was wrong, and it cost him both his fortune and his health. On his deathbed, Henry left the remains of his fortune to his son, Stanley Cobblepot. Stanley vowed to outdo Wayne family and their empire, now headed by Alan Wayne. Stanley Cobblepot instigated a very public feud with the Wayne family. As the Wayne business empire extended to include hotels and other public buildings, Stanley was determined to outdo pouring more and more money into fledgling hotel business, and the detriment of newspaper business and his relationship with his own son, Oswald. As Stanley's business crumbled around him, he sent Oswald to the school in England, feeling abandoned and picked on by his peers for his homely appearance. Oswald skipped class after class, preferring the company of thieves and scoundrels on the streets. At the time his father Empire collapsed, Oswald had vanished. When the council decided to shut down Pinky Natural History Museum, they sold the historic structure to the highest bidder, located in the Titurian part of the city. When investors passed up the opportunity, but for Oswald Cosaport, this is exactly what he wanted. He purchased the building and established it as his base of operations, converting the attached theme restaurant Osprey Lounge into a high-profile nightclub. To the public, the Osprey Lounge was a breathful establishment, but below the surface it was a den of inquietude a go-to place for illicit and illegal wares. The adjacent museum, the halls were repurposed as the Penguin storage facility, housing everything from his torture room, his weapon cache and gladiator pit. Illegal fights to the death occurred nightly, with victors earning a job on Penguin's crew. Penguin's operation was run on fear and pain. One night, a guest at the Iceberg Lounge was caught cheating at poker. The Penguin tortured this man in full view of everyone. A friend of the man grabbed a beer bottle and smashed it on the table and attacked, having the bottle hard in the Penguin's face. As the Penguin screamed, the attacker and his friend were dragged away to private torture, and Colbert was examined by finest doctors in Gotham City. Prognosis was always the same. Removing the bottle could be fatal. When Penguin received the imminent demand seizure of City Hall, ordering him to vacate Iceberg Lounge, he replied with a letter telling Mayor Sharp that no one tells Oswald Colville what to do. He bought his property legally, and the city could find somewhere else to stick their prison. On the day of the perimeter, all was due to be completed. The GCPD were dispatched with backup Tiger Guards to forcibly reclaim the building. The Penguin ordered his men to fire at the police, killing 3 veteran officers. With the Penguin's criminal nature no longer in dispute, Mayor Sharp ordered the wall closed, trapping the Penguin and his gang in Arkham City. Ready to turn over a new leaf, Pamela Isley rejected her poison ivy returner and opened a small flower shop in the back streets of Gotham. Surrounded by plans, she was content for a while, but society continued to mistreat her babies, and eventually she snapped. A man came to buy flowers for his wife, obviously feeling guilty about having been unfaithful. Pamela smiled, handed over an elaborate bouquet, and the plants came to life, rapidly growing onto his screaming face and piercing his skin with toxic thorns. Pamela laughed. Poison ivy was back. After being given an overdose of time by Joker, Poison Ivy was left to die in an airtight cell by Warren Sharp, who blamed her for the mass destruction of Arkham Island. As her health declined, she prayed for salvation. It came in the form of a priest, who was known unknowingly covered in pollen from the trees near the church. As he performed the last rites, Ivy manipulated the pollen into an antidote that worked in harmony with the unique natural toxins in her blood. And to the amazement of her, she began full recovery. Furious, Warden Sharp locked her in a biological detainment unit and arranged for her to be one of the first criminals sent to Arkham City. Quincy Sharp claimed to be instrumental in stopping the riot at Arkham Asylum, stirring the tide of public admiration. Throughout his mayoral campaign, Sharp repeatedly told voters that he would never allow the safety to be threatened by the criminal scum. His victory was assured when he announced that he would create a new high-security prison that would forever separate the good people of Gotham City from the bad. Once elected, his first move was to put liberty-owned unknown psychiatrist Professor Hugo Strange in charge of the whole facility. Now, you might be wondering, why is there a story about the Ratcatcher? Well, the Ratcatcher was meant to be number 3. Arkham Knight, but he was cut. But he was cut so late that he's actually in the game. You just break through, like, the Riddler's wall, and it's diagonally from man, reading this highlight wall, You go into a room and it's a rat catcher on a screen. So obviously he was going to be in it, but then he was cut. It is Flanagan, aka the rat catcher, looked out through the cellar window on an opening day of Arkham City. He had kept out of trouble so far, but he would need a plan to survive. Arkham City claimed to be escape-proof, and the Penguin had illicit goods market soon up. So Ratcatcher would sell small comforts, fine soap, breath mints, extra buttons. He sent his rats out to collect such items, and so well it would work business. It was brisk, and he felt safe until the Penguin came looking for his rival vendor. Flanagan was dragged through the streets of Arkham City, followed a trail of rats into the museum. It was never seen again. Richard Dick Grayson was the youngest in the family of acrobats, known as the Flying Graysons, and the death-defying act was all who kept the circus where they performed in business. As soon as the people of Gotham claimed tickets to the show, the mob came looking for a cut after the circus owner refused them. Mobsters killed Dick's parents during a packed performance attended by Bruce Wayne. Wanting to protect the devastated orphan, Bruce took Dick under his wing and became his legal guardian. Eventually, trusting in the boy was his greatest secret. Desperate to help his friend and mentor, Dick trained hard to become Robin, patrolling Gotham as Batman's side. Now adult, Dick fights crime on his own as a vigilante called Nightwing. No one has seen Jonathan Crane, aka Scarecrow, since he was attacked by Killer Croc in the sewers of below Arkham Asylum. Some say he escaped certain death by dragging what was left of himself on a tight container, floating out to sea, while others believe he was eaten by the Croc. Undeterred, Batman has spent months searching for Crane, reason to believe that he's dead. If Crane is out there plotting his revenge on Batman, then Batman knows Gotham will never be truly safe. On a dark, stormy night in the late 19th century, a merchant named Cyrus Gold was murdered and dumped into swamps near the emerging Gotham City. As his body sunk in a pit, he was exposed to an unusual chemical, swamp and miraculously reanimated merchant. He set out wandering the streets of Gold Gotham, unable to remember his name, only were able to recite the nursery rhyme Solomon Grundy. Seemingly unable to cheat death, the undead man, now called Solomon Grundy, was captured and ruthlessly experimented on. Determined to discover what had brought Grundy back to life, it became apparent that the creature was now immortal due to a combination of swamp chemicals, a storm that raged on, and his death. As the army moved through Wonder Verivic and then Wonder City, searching for stragglers, no one expected what lay in Rajagul's private medical laboratory. For months along, Grundy has been exposed to Lazarus chemical and then repeatedly electrocuted. He died dozens of times, but each time he was brought back for more. Our soldiers debated what he even was. Grundy revived again and killed everyone nearby. Mentally broken as a deal, he waited at lab for the doctors to return and murder him again. Even though she is a fearsome warrior in her right, as Raj Al Ghul's daughter, Talia is also always shadowed. A secret of order of highly trained female protectors known as Lead Guard. Each individual guard is chosen generations in advance, trained from birth to be the best of the best, easily capable of holding her own against 100 men. Sherman Fine, aka the Broker, has carved out a lucrative business in Gotham City as by being the go-to guy to purchase property, mainly hired by criminals and the class. Sherman will find and arrange all the necessary paperwork, ensure that the deal will go untraced, while providing exactly what the client needs. In the past, he has purchased rooms on the behalf of Great White Shark, Mr. Zaz, and the Joker. When planning his revenge on Batman and Riddler took advantage of the broker's services to secure the buildings that would later house his challenges. Original Scarface puppet was carved from a gallows tree at Blackgate Prison and eventually fell into the hands of meek Arnold Wesker, who disappointed his mother family by showing more interest in ventriloquism and gunplay. Scarface became our unlucky mob boss in Wesker's hands until Wesker was locked up in Arkham Asylum without his precious puppet, forced to improvise his scrounge-up materials for a new Scarface, one left mute upon Wesker's departure from Asylum. When the Joker took over Arkham, he discovered Scarface in the lockup and took a liking to the puppet. Scarface quickly received a garish repaint, new voice complete, a demented laugh, and a twisted sense of humour. When Batman shut down Joker's riot at Arkham Asylum, it seemed the relationship between the nearly demented Scarface puppet and clown priestess ended, until one of his Joker's old henchmen, Muggsy Binks, showed up at Steamwell in Arkham City. He rescued Scarface from the old asylum, knowing he would buy him favour with Joker, and Muggsy was skillful enough to make a dozen more copies, freeing the Joker to manipulate any puppet that he failed to amuse him. After all, another Scarface could quickly be built up for him to laugh with, abuse, and then break into pieces. Joker's only regret is that people aren't so easily toyed and replaced, or are they? As Strange's grip tightened, the gates of Arkham City slammed. Shut on Gotham criminals, only 3 were left at large: Two-Face, Catwoman, and Batman. Catwoman sat in her apartment debating whether to flee when her phone rang. On the other end, unspeakable voice of Two-Face. "Sorry, kitty cat, but one of us had to go down." Suddenly, Tiger guards were at the door. Fleeing, Catwoman fought her way through the guard after guard to the safety of the nearby roof. She could only watch as the guards ransacked her apartment until they found her safe. She readied her claws, but a shadowy figure appeared behind her, held a gloved hand over her mouth until she passed out. Catwoman came to in the Batmobile as it raced through the streets of Gotham. She angrily told Batman that he should not have gotten involved. Batman told her to give up on her loot and leave town before it was too late. Undeterred, she asked how Batman knew so much about Arkham City. He explained that he had found a secret room in the Sharp's office back at Arkham Asylum filled with detailed plans for the new prison complex. Catwoman thanked him and pressed an emergency eject button on the seat. Batman was screeched a hole, but it was too late. Catwoman had disappeared, and Batman knew exactly where she was heading. Two-Face was already in Warden's office in Arkham Asylum, photographing the plans to the secret vault inside Arkham City. As Catwoman burst through the room, Two-Face laughed as he tossed the originals into the fire. Furious, she knocked ground, grabbed the camera and ran, with seemingly no escape for even and the Tiger guards. Alerted, closing in fast, Catwoman suddenly pulled to safety by Batman, leaving Two-Face to be captured. As Catwoman ascended, she opened the camera to reveal her prize, only to find the memory card had vanished. She looked down on Two-Face, who was showing the card swallowing. Furious, Catwoman sliced through the line and plummeted to the ground, only to be surrounded by Tiger guards, arrested and taken to Gotham City. After disagreeing with Commissioner Gordon over the policing of Arkham City, Quincy Sharp announced the private firm had been commissioned and provided a total security solution, Tiger. Unknown to everyone, Hugo Strange, each Tiger operator was a profiled, implanted psychonic suggestion that made him unquestionably loyal to him and him alone. When Vicky Vale first interviewed Quincy Sharp just days after the events of Arkham Asylum, she felt something was wrong. Sharp's later appearance in Gotham Nightliner show that she co-hosts convinced her suspicions. Convinced that Sharp he's not the hero he made himself out to be, Vale pressed him for answers, and he became confused, struggling with facts. As she moved into the journalist's kill, she was shocked when Sharp suddenly regained his composure, answering all the questions with authority. It was as if he suddenly spoke with someone else's voice. Whatever was going on, Vale became more determined to uncover the truth. Over a century ago, a mysterious Ra's al Ghul arrived in Gotham City and met with Gotham elders. Even when Gotham was a crime-ridden, lawless land, Raj's promised a brighter future for exchange for a deed to the north end of the city, the Gotham Knights. Laughed at this strange man until he produced more gold than they'd ever seen. The deed in hand, Raj began constructing New City, a utopian vision powered by clean, free energy with no crime. The future would be bright as the last brick was laid by the slaves he had shipped in from the homeland. Raj presented the future Gotham, Wonder City. Mechanical guardians watched over the population of one city, while behind scenes lawbrokers were removed and executed. Wonder Tower stood above it all, a monument to prosperity. But for Raj, there's a real reason to choosing the location was simple. Beneath the streets, he had located a chemical source called Lazarus. In small doses, it would regenerate a person, but Raj believed that with enough power, Lazarus could be supercharged to defeat any alien, even death itself. Unknown to all but Rajas and his engineers, Wonder Tower was actually a giant lightning rod. When the time was right, he would test his fury. Wonder City continued to operate for months before the effect of prolonged exposure to Lazarus chemical became clear. It was driving the city's inhabitants insane. When Raj failed to act, newly formed Gotham City Hall did. Wonder City was declared a public health hazard and quarantined. Troops dragged screaming citizens out of their homes straight to Arkham Asylum. Raj Al Ghul disappeared as Gotham reached into the sky. New neighborhoods were built over Wonder City until the site was all but forgotten. Some years later, Raj returned in need of his old Lazarus pit. As soon as his forces began to mining the process, the streets above collapsed, but Raj forced them to keep digging. That was the signs of the event we read earlier. At first it was just missing people last seen near payphones, and bodies started to appear mutilated and posed. Stories of the payphone killers spread fast. As the sound of ringing phones haunted the streets, Mr. Zaz smiled, hiding in the lair he'd purchased from the broker. He monitored an array of surveillance cameras pointing at each payphone in Arkham City. As each victim answered, he acted fast, following them, tracking their movements, and then, when the time was right, killing them. It was a perfect. He knew one day he could see Batman holding that phone. Then he would be able to carve his final mark. Let's see that. Now we can move on to the DLC.
I'm in. Any news, Barb?
No. He's been gone 2 days. I'm worried. You know what he's been like since...
I'll find him.
I hope you're right.
Harley Quinn's preparing for some kind of siege. What's she planning?
Find Batman and get the hell out of there, okay?
Don't worry, Barb. It's me, remember?
You sound just like him.
You left me to die. 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 You left me to die.
Who the hell is this loser?
There's balloons you can get, but I can't be bothered.
Hurt?
Shut your stupid mouth! You're just lucky I need you later.
Barb, I found the missing cops. Quinn's got them.
Any sign of Bruce?
Negative. I'm gonna keep looking. Harley's telling the cops she's got some sort of plan for them. They'll be safe for now.
Be careful.
This'll end okay. I promise.
You think? He's not been the same since... He won't even talk about Talia or Joker.
We'll help him once we find him. It's all we can do.
Please. The GCPD is going to place. You'll all get killed.
Really? I don't think so.
Crazy.
No?
Good evening,
I'm in
Gotham. This is Vicky Bale, reporting live at the Arkham City site.
Remember that.
The siege between Harley Quinn and the GCPD is now in its second day. Commissioner, can you comment on reports that Batman is in Arkham City?
Last time I checked this mail, Batman did not come under my jurisdiction.
Really? Are you telling Gotham that you do not unofficially sanction
heard from Harley?
Nah, she's probably still crying.
She'd better get over the boss soon. She's turning into a liability.
I know. What choice do we have? Harley's gone crazy since Joker.
She was crazy before.
Yeah, well, now she's crazier. She just wants revenge. You heard her.
At least she's got the bat. Once he's dead, maybe she'll calm down.
I doubt it. She's lost it. How do we know she won't just kill all of us in some crazy revenge-driven plan? It wouldn't be the first time someone tried something like that.
That is a good point. We should get a plan together. Work out how to get the hell out of this place if things turn bad.
Turn bad? Joker's dead, Harley's crazy, and we're still stuck in this hellhole? How much worse can things...
What's Robin doing here?
Get over here and fight! What are you waiting for?
Nothing yet. Don't sweat it. If anyone comes this way, I'll make them regret it.
You better. I've lost contact with the rest of the guys and I don't like it.
It's not a problem. When I kill this sucker, it'll be cool.
What?
Nothing.
Did you just make a move on me?
No, I mean, I'm just being friendly. Trying to help.
What's wrong with you people?
Come on, stick your head outside.
No, you didn't.
He's here!
Robin's here! No, you didn't when it's too late!
It's a dorm together.
Go on, pick it up.
No way. Go. Ready for a shock, Robin?
Are you?
Tim, what's going on? Have you found him?
Found his belt.
Just keep the damn site covered. I don't want that mad woman getting out of there. Understand?
Harley Quinn.
How'd you guess? Her goons ambushed my guys and dragged them towards the steel mill. We can't get close.
I'll handle it.
You sure? You know she blames you, right? Could be a trap.
Fall back and stop anyone else getting hurt. I'll handle the rest.
Still here, still freezing my ass off. Ask me, Holly should just go get herself some help. Give up on this revenge kick she's on.
Help me! Please!
Oh, it's a negative. All negatives.
Help me!
No
There's one
joke,
of the cops.
Baby.
Please, you don't need to do this.
Sure, we don't need to do this. But that...
Bet you're sorry now. Go on, Batman! Kick their ass! Come on! Get me down!
No.
What are you waiting for? Get me down!
I'm apparently frozen in time. Oh, my
Come
controller
on!
turned off.
Get me down! What are you waiting for? Get me down!
Alright, hold
Come
on.
on! Get me down!
Every time I just pause OBS and control buttons.
What are you waiting for? Get me down!
You're safe.
Am I glad to see you?
What happened? Where are the others?
We were ambushed. They dragged us outside the steel mill and beat the crap out of us. These bastards dragged off the others and brought me here.
I'll find them. Wait here. Hide.
You okay? Don't want to talk? No problem. I'll just be waiting here.
Yeah, talk to you, random dude.
This is Vicky Vale live outside the now condemned Arkham City site, which just weeks after those fateful events have brought all of
cops go? Harley had him moved.
Where?
You know where.
Oh, the secret...
Shut up, you idiot.
Quinn's thugs were talking about the missing cops. If they were here, they may have left some evidence that I can follow. That radio belonged to a cop. There may be evidence around here of where he was taken. I should set up a crime scene.
PD officers must retreat immediately. That's now, people. No heroics, understand?
This blood belonged to the cop. I should follow it and see where they took him.
Come in here anyway.
Batman?
Batman!
We're gonna rip you apart!
Tell me how to get through that door, and don't waste time lying. I'll know.
Oh God, Harley gave code cards to the people she trusts most. You need 3 codes to get in. Please, I'll tell you where they are. Just don't hurt me.
I'll do my best.
Anyway, let's go.
We can't just off the cops and get the hell out of here.
He's the one with the code. I can't afford to take him out until he gives it to me.
I know Batman killed the Joker.
Really?
I just know it.
Cold as hell out here.
The code. Give me it, or get ready to hurt.
Here it is! Please, I don't want any trouble!
Too late. That's one code. I need 2 more.
Who's that?
How cold does it have to be before someone thinks to give us codes?
piss her off.
Give me the code.
Yeah, no problem. See? I'm doing what you wanted.
There was never any doubt in my mind. One more code, and I can break Harley Quinn's security system.
One way or another, those cops are dead.
Look out! Batman's here! Look out! The bat!
We'll make sure this hurts you, freak.
The code. Now!
Please don't hurt me. Here it is.
Night-night. That's all the codes.
You can tell Batman's
Next
pissed
stop,
because he said
Harley
night,
Quinn.
night.
How come I never get to be the one to kill a cop? Still here, still freezing my ass off.
This is a relatively long DLC.
Dumbass cops should never have gotten themselves caught. What happens now is their fault.
Just
Almost
chill out,
like
man.
she
We're
was
safe.
expecting this.
Your mother won't recognize you. Finish with him.
Bullshit.
God's dead.
cry, pig. You're still alive, aren't you? Now, don't get me wrong. I can't guarantee you'll stay that way. I mean, look around. If I don't kill you, one of my friends up there will. Go on, take a look. You see those sniper rifles? Real nasty. I hear they can target little tiny bits of you and blow them off one at a time. Oh, come on. It can't be a surprise. I mean, look. What the?
Oh, fuck you. How do you see me? Oh, this is totally fucked. I hate this fucking... Fucking get off here.
He's dead.
Good. I hope it hurts.
Cool. Fuck this fucking room. Fucking sucks. Right, you get right. Rid of right
Still alive, aren't you? Now, don't get me wrong. I can't guarantee you'll stay that way. I mean, look around. If I don't kill you, one of my friends up there will. Go on, take a look. You see those sniper rifles? Real nasty. I hear they can target little tiny bits of you and blow them off one at a time. Oh, come on. It can't be a surprise. I mean, look. I'm one of the bad guys, right? You're one of the good guys. We just don't get along. It's the way it is. Nothing we can do about it.
I'm walking here.
So, no matter what I do to you, you know that eventually, if you're still tied up, and I'm still able to do it, I'll kill you. Hell, I may torture you first. I'll cut off an ear, maybe both, but I will kill you.
What the?
Are you fucking kidding me? Most cleanest way, but
please
whatever.
get me up.
You're safe.
I don't think so, Bat Brain. It's dead cop time. Does it hurt? Too bad. Come on, boys.
What's it doing?
Hurry up, idiots.
Come on. Don't piss off Harley.
Tim, what's going on? Have you found him?
Kinda.
What does that mean?
Don't worry, I think I'm close. I'll let you know.
5 minutes with the bat. That's all I need. Payback for Joker.
He's just up there, right? What's stopping you?
Nothing. I guess.
Then do it. March in that room.
He's here! Robin's here!
We're gonna make this hurt!
I found him.
Thank God. Is he okay?
Quinn's got him trapped.
Well, get him out of it.
Harley's built some kind of monument to the Joker, and it's stopping me from getting to Batman. Looking at this place, she's crazier than we thought. I'm gonna search the area and try to work out how to save him. The security panel appears to control the statue. Batman will die in there if I don't find the key. I guess I should go find Harley Quinn and ask her for it.
Can you hear me down there,
Found anything?
He's here! Robin's here!
He's here!
Harley goes to a second spot now.
Find him! Find him! Find him!
Me.
This way! He went this way!
Come, we don't have smoke.
Spread out. Find this little bitch. Got it?
Yeah, Harley. Who's honestly the biggest pain in the ass.
Get off me!
The key.
You'll never find it, dumbass!
Really?
No! That's mine! Ugh, let me go!
Whatever you say.
Get me down, bird brain!
Well,
Oh,
look
hi,
who
guys.
it is.
He's here!
Oh god. Titan guy with brain cut.
Batman's running out of time. I need to get him out of that thing fast.
What kept you?
Ever heard of thank you?
What happened to the cops?
I guess not.
You don't need to worry about them, Bat Brain. They'll be dead soon. Oh, and so will you.
You save the cops. I'll handle the bombs.
Oh, good luck with that, losers!
Now we play, see if I can remember where the bombs are.
The workings of this bomb look familiar. I need to shut it down, then examine it. I knew it. The bombs have been built using explosives stolen from the GCPD lockup last week. Harley Quinn hasn't changed the detonation frequency. I'll calibrate the cowl to locate any other objects tuned into this frequency.
Batman! It's Batman!
Cool, 3 of them on this setup.
think it was gonna be that easy? Well, think again, loser! You weren't expecting that, were you?
Yeah, it's the bots from Wonder City. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Alright, we're back. It's alright, it's saved where we were up to. PC Master Race, huh? Chance?
What? Did you think it was gonna be that easy? Well, think again, loser! You weren't expecting that, were you? Ha-ha! Destroy him, my robot! Just give up now, you loser!
Give me that.
Take it, dumbass! Won't do you any good!
No.
You should have left me to die! Then I could have been back together with Mr. J!
Quiet. Where's Robin? I thought he was with you.
It hurts, don't it?
What have you done?
Now you know how it feels!
So, did you miss me?
Where are the cops?
They're safe.
I'm done here. Hey, kid. Is he all right?
Yeah, sure. Of course he is.
He's not really. Alright. That will do it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time in Arkham Knight.